Some people kill, some people steal, some people lie sometimes. Different events in our life can shake those ways. Harboring hate, harboring pain, and everything people do make it so very hard to forgive. And nobody is perfect, and I can see that in the mirror. And every time I think of things I've done inside the past, I struggle mentally on different ways I can let go. As I look up in the sky and talk to God, I notice the birds in there. Free, not worried about a thing, not even worried about me down here. They free, ain't nowhere that they can't fly. I'm always seeing them pass by. I'm jealous. So many things, so many bills I gotta worry about. I go to work every day so they get paid. So many jobs, so many friends, different associates. I always forget they're subjected to change. Nothing stays the same, things always changing like the seasons. As soon as I get my hopes up, issues start falling down. I struggle mentally on different ways I can let go. As I look up in the sky to talk to God, I notice the birds in there. Free, not worried about a thing, not even worried about me down here. They free, ain't nowhere that they can't fly. I'm always seeing them pass by. I'm jealous. Don't gotta worry about social issues. Don't gotta worry about bills too bad. Don't gotta worry about people falling out with you. I struggle mentally on different ways I can let go. As I look up in the sky and talk to God, I notice the birds in there. Not worried about nothing, not worried about me down here. They free, ain't nowhere that they can't fly, ain't nowhere that they can't fly. I'm so jealous. Ooh.
Alright, peace, love, hope, and love vibe. Drop like and subscribe. Help your boy break away from that 9 to 5. My name is not important, but what is the fact that I'm here on behalf of Sacred Self Healing Center, where the heart is the center for healing. Understand when you come here, this is spa day for the soul, chicken noodle soup for the spirit, and mani and petties for the ego. I gotta give a starch warning. You gotta understand that when you come here, this is a hard hat area, and self-development is the construction site. So I ain't gonna lie, we don't use tarot to spy on people or growth in mind. So if you're not focused on the spiritual journey of self-awareness, or trying to better yourself in any type of way, 9 times out of 10 this is not the spot for you, right? Because when you come here, you will be challenged, right? You will be challenged to rise above situations and circumstances, right? I teach when I coach, we don't get hung up on the situation and circumstance. It's more or less we get hung up on our ability to overcome any situation and circumstance that come our way. So with that being said, understand that I am more than just a tarot reader. I just play one on TV. In reality, I'm a life coach, certified nutritionist, what else? Ordained minister, Reiki Master, and so much more. So if you would like to inquire about any of my services, named or possibly not named here, you may hit me up for a free consultation, and that's the time where we can take time to get to know each other to see if we are a good match for one another. In the description box, you will see 3 different ways to donate to the channel. Remember, everything that you donate goes directly to food, shelter, and water. Before you send in the donation box, or in the information box, or whatever they say, sometimes they say what you sending this for, or do you want to add a note, or different apps say different things, right? Well, I want you to type donation in that box, because if you donate $300 or more to a non-profit faith-based organization like myself, then you can use those receipts as tax deductible, meaning that you will see more of a refund if you get one, or less of a penalty if you have to pay taxes, okay? What else? We will not be doing the guided meditation right now, but I will tap on the bowl to welcome in the spirit. Let's go ahead and get a bay leaf popping for the collective. If you guys want, you guys can always drop $1 or more. Well, I wouldn't even say, you know what, I'm all out. I don't really have any more big bay leaves. I'm all down to the small ones now. So I was going to say you can donate. Well, I don't know. I guess I could probably put together like 2 or 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we got the lighter right here. I don't see none of my pliers or my tweezers. I think they're all in the bag. Just throw it in the bag. All right, what about a hair clip? Do I got a hair? I know I got a hair clip over here somewhere. I just seen a hair clip. Oh, it was one. There's one on the chair, but the chair not in here. You know what? Let me borrow the chair. I'm using the chair tonight. Alright. I was sitting Indian style, but it is what it is. Alright. So like the olden days, if you got anything that you want to manifest, if you got any requests that you need, now is the time to focus on that right now. All right. All right. Wait, I just seen a donation. Alright, so just let me know if you wanted to do something with that, or if you were just throwing that on the house. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with the card of the day. For those who wanted to get a free reading, only thing you gotta do, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and type "let the cards talk" to be added to the list. Okay, now if you got a question that you need answered by tarot, then you need to follow the rules. But if you got a question that you want answered by me, then just type "let the cards talk" and wait on your turn, okay? But I request that nobody post any questions until your name is called, okay? Shout out to the YouTube family, and shout out to the Twitch family as well. Shout out to the squad. We in the building, man. Oh, before I forget, if anybody wanted some exclusive gaming content over there on Twitch, Follow me over there on Twitch at sacred_self. All right. And if anybody wanted to tap in on Twitch on some of the exclusive spiritual / metaphysical / whatever content, then make sure y'all follow me on YouTube at Sacred Self Healing Center, right? Or you can do SS. Oh no. It's @ Sacred Self HC. @ Sacred Self HC. All right. So before we get into the individual readings, let's go ahead and get started. All right. So we have here the Three of Swords as the card of the day. Cameraman, you about to get fired. All right. You need to center that up and you need to zoom in, right? All right, so for the card of the day, we have the Three of Swords, okay? So remember, the three in general represents growth and expansion, right? The three represents growth and expansion. And when you're looking at the three in the sword suit and in the pentacle suit, the three represents growth and expansion through teamwork. And communication, right? So the swords itself represents the air element of a person. The I statement, just so you know, whenever you get a reading and you get a sword card, always think I know, because this is dealing with the mental prowess of a human being. All right, so we got 4 elements. And we come together to make the 5th element, right? And so some of the key terms that's associated here, if I could get to my notes, because I like these notes, yeah, especially when it come down to astrology, because for some reason it's just the astrology, I'm not ready. All right, so G, what up? He said, oops, for what? You said money for the bay leaf. You need a bay leaf? Let me know what your request or your partition is, and we can put our collective energy on it. If not, then you can let me know in private. All right. So let's see, Three of Swords, a couple key terms associated with the Three of Swords. Okay, so before we dive deep into the Three of Swords, we got a couple key words right here, okay? Pain, sorrow, heartbreak, and disillusionment, okay? So yeah, so again, we're going back to the old school, right? I'm gonna make it simple for everybody. So if you want to get a reading, you gotta follow the instructions, okay? That's the best thing to do. I asked the questions about your cards, did not follow the SOP. Didn't mean, I don't know, I didn't even see it, so I apologize. Especially, listen, y'all, I gotta say this. In the beginning of these readings, when I'm playing the music, I would prefer not to interact with the chat, and the reason why is because that is my time to recenter and just be able to focus and let go of all of the worries of everything that's going on outside of YouTube. And I use that song to get myself, so don't be offended if you guys come in one day or whatever and I'm not really present in the beginning of the live, but that's just because I just take time to meditate, you know what I'm saying? And also, you guys, I am starting to do my morning meditations again, y'all. Morning meditations, so make sure y'all come check me out in the mornings, all right? I don't know why I've been getting up so late, but I've been like sleeping. I woke up with a bloody ear, like it was crazy. I don't know. What was I saying? Morning meditations before that. Thank you, Nightbot. Shout out to Nightbot. Shout out to Stream Elements. What was I saying? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. So I just take that little 3 minutes incense. I like incense and candles for real. But I really like incense though because of the smell and the resin and all of that stuff. And that's one of the greatest inventions ever, if you ask me, the incense. But yeah, so in the beginning of the live, you know, if y'all come in and y'all say what's up or drop some hearts or something like that, thank you, Crow. But yeah, so if you ask the question, you got to repost it. But yeah, so if y'all want a free read, and make sure y'all come in. I have blood in my ear. I don't know. I don't even remember, man. But anyways, yeah. So if y'all want to get on the list, the rules are simple. Type let the cards talk. If you got a question, make sure you got your question ready. All right. How do you make your question ready? Man, you know what? I'm getting way too far off. All right, I'm getting way too far off. All right. So again, don't come in and just start posting questions. That's the fast way to get timed out for the rest of the night. All right. Please follow the instructions. You know how your career is. Don't you live your life? All right. So let's get back to the reading, please, if y'all don't mind. All right. So when we looking at the Three of Swords, okay, the Three of Swords, a couple key terms with the Three of Swords is pain, sorrow, heartbreak, and disillusionment. Okay, so just so you know, all right, Jessica. So I think you're going to be the first one on the list. Let me get my pen and write your name down. Thank you for now, Jessica. Now, when it's your turn, you got to have your question ready. Because if not, I'm gonna have to skip you. All right. So if you won't, if you got a question for tarot, then you need to go ahead and make sure you tap into the step 2 in the pen chat. All right. So let me write Jessica down. All right. So when we looking at the Three of Swords, the Three of Swords represents a concept that I talk a lot about, which is brain-heart coherence. When you're dealing with brain-heart coherence, it's like a symphony, right? Where you got to be on one accord, and that brain-heart coherence is very key. Is a very key instrument in us living the life that we really want to live. So just a background on this card, right? Before I dive deep into it, this card doesn't represent heartbreak because a situation and circumstance broke your heart. No, this card represents heartache and heartbreak because we need a change in perspective about something that we've either been through or currently going through. And for some, maybe you might go through in the future. But the Three of Swords is saying that we need to get our mind out of our heart. We need to correct our mind. It's not anything else. It's not heal the heart. The heart is going to heal on its own, right? It's not anything else, okay? So let's go ahead and dive into a little bit of a deeper meaning here with the well, not a deeper meaning, but more or less a little something that your boy cooked up. You know what I'm saying? So as the Three of Swords rises as our card of the day, a sacred omen that the heart is ready to release. It is a divine initiation. We are being pierced not to suffer, but to awaken. Listen to that again. We are being pierced not to suffer, but to awaken. The pain that suffers now is the echo of truths unspoken, grief unwept, and love misunderstood. Yet, through the storms, a greater clarity begins to dawn. We are beginning to strip away illusions, cleansed by sorrow, and prepare for a rebirth of the heart itself. All right? So let the tears come, let the tears flow. They are the rain that softens the soil of the soul. All right? Making way for new life to grow. What breaks us today blesses us tomorrow. Okay? So what we got to do is we got to understand that, again, with brain heart coherence, we got to be on one accord, meaning that we can't say one thing and pretend to be another thing, and then when we all alone at home, right, when we, when all the clothes come off, all the makeup come off, all the masks that we wear, right, we're sad, broken, lonely, scared, afraid, right? So it doesn't matter the mask that you wore all day when you was at work, right? When you was bragging about your big muscles and your fast muscle car, and you bragging about how much money you got, and you buying $200 bottles of liquor. All of that stuff goes out the window when the root or the foundation of you is rooted in low self-esteem. When the foundation of you is rooted in a mindset of lack, right? What they call a helpless, or a learned helpless mindset, right? Where we believe that our current situation and circumstance is going to be that way forever, and we are powerless to change it, etc., etc., etc. Right? This is where the true sorrow and the true pain lies. It doesn't lie when you out in public lying all day. The real brain heart coherence kicks in when you on your way to sleep and you have those flashes of shoulda, coulda, woulda, or when you wake up and you dread going to work because you miserable, right? Because you wasn't willing to sacrifice, right? Because you wasn't willing to be uncomfortable, right? In order to be successful, right? That's when the real brain heart coherence kick in. So I would caution us to pull out our pens and our pads, right? I will humbly beseech you to take 30 seconds, right? Go get you a pen and a pad and take notes on what I'm about to say from this point forward, right? Are we holding on to that's causing pain, right? What truths are we holding on to that's actually causing us pain? And the reason why I feel like that's important is because when you, for example, have stage fright, right? At that moment you can cower, or you can use that energy as steroids, as motivation to go perform at your best, right? See, the energy comes from the same source, but it's the perception of reality that would dictate which way that the hormones is going to go. Because that's basically what it is, right? We get hormones and either we freeze, right? Or we what is it? Flight, fight, or freeze, if I'm saying that right. So again, the challenge is realizing, right? Am I wearing, right? When I wake up and I step outside of my house, am I wearing a mask? Right? Am I suffering from cognitive dissonance, where I have two very distinct beliefs about one particular thing, right? I act like I'm sexy, right? But I don't believe I'm sexy, right? I dress up, right? And I wear these sexy clothes, but when I take these clothes off, I don't feel attractive, right? Or when I'm in public, I'm big and strong, right? I'm strong and confident and smart, but when I'm at home alone, right, I'm faced with all of the times that I should have, could have, and would have, right? I want us to make sure that who we are on the inside matches who we are on the outside, and you can, you can use that however you please, right? But there has to be something called brain heart coherence, right? Because the heart really doesn't magnify what you really want per se. It really magnifies what your resonant frequency is, if that makes sense. So, I don't want to get too deep, but I just wanted us to take some time, and it don't got to be long, right? Maybe you can just write 4 sentences, 8, 6, 8 sentences, right? But I want you to answer these questions openly and honestly to yourself, because oftentimes what they call that, imposter syndrome, right? Where you got people who when they face with a challenge, they just close their eyes and just swing at anything, right? Where you got some people who's extremely confident, and they know, like, hey, I don't know everything, right? I don't know if this thing that I'm investing in is going to work out or whatever, but one thing I do know is that I'm gonna give it all I got. And I feel like that's very important. That's very, very important. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and open up the floor for any readings. Jessica is up first. Thank you for following the instructions to get on the list, Jessica. I would like to know, how may I help you? All right. So, for those who was wondering, if you would like to get on the list for a free tarot reading, all thing you got to do is type "Let the Cards Talk" to get on the list. And when I see you type "Let the Cards Talk," I know to add you to the list, okay? So no matter if I'm reading somebody or no matter what I'm doing, even before y'all come in and drop y'all hearts and say hi and all of that stuff, make sure y'all get on the list. That's the most important thing, because once the list is closed, the list is closed. All right, so I'm waiting. How do I escape trauma bond pattern of this relationship? Leave the relationship. Now, if you got more questions, then you can ask them. All right, but it's easy. Leave the relationship. That's it. I don't know what else to tell you. It's funny you say that, because the 3 of Swords just answered all your questions. Right? Where's the imposter syndrome with this relationship? Because something drew you back into that relationship, even after you knew it was a failure. Even once you knew it was unhealthy, something kept you there. So what's bonding you, right? You said a trauma bond. So what's the bond? What's the foundation of the bond? Once you figure out the foundation of the bond, then you can heal it, and then you can properly move on. We don't need a tarot card for that. You just need to hit me up for a free consultation. Bring a pen and a pad and be ready to work. Now, if you absolutely want a tarot card, I'll pull you a tarot card, but maybe we can pull a tarot card for something else. Thank you. That's a good question. There we go. You got to be specific with your questions, okay? So now you saying, thank you, I left. Vermont. Thank you, I left. That what I need. How do I heal? Financial freedom and future. So I'm confused what you mean by financial freedom and future. What do you mean by that? Financial freedom and future. What do you mean by that? Let me open up the chat on the computer so I can see who I'm talking to and why. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Head stop playing with me. Um, so to answer the financial freedom question, I got a few things that I always tell people. Find a hole in the find a void in the world and fill it, right? Um, find something that you would do for free and figure out a way to monetize it. All right. And there's one more that I said last night when I was on live. You know what? Let me go back in because it's gonna bug me because I don't remember what I said last night. I don't even remember where it was at now. Now that I'm talking. Well, no, it was towards the end. Well, the first thing you got to do is stop saying that you traumatized, right? You got to start speaking your healing into existence. So I went through a traumatizing situation, but I'm healing now. You get what I'm saying? Give me a second. Let me go. Damn, we was on live for 3 hours last night. I did not want that to happen. Let me go back and see what I said last night. I gotta hear these words. So in short, what I'm saying is, the biggest thing for one is you gotta find something that's personal to you, right? For some people, right, when they get sober, right, they go back and work at a facility, right? They become counselors, right? I would say take something, a very traumatic experience that you had, and understand everything that you can about it and monetize it. Monetize it. Like a lot of women, like you might see a lot of women do it where they talk about abuse in a relationship. My problem is a lot of those women, they just get up there and they just speak. They just freestyle basically. They don't do the research. They don't study psychology. They don't study sociology. They don't study the socio economic impact on middle and lower middle class, right? It's a lot of things that people just don't do, and it's like a lot of people have a lot of potential in a lot of areas, but because they don't take the time out to study, they just do a lot of emotional dumping online, and with that emotional dumping, they rebel rouse, right? They get people all riled up, but they don't give them nothing to quell them down, to heal them, to help them overcome what they've been through. That's just like the Diddy situation. That ain't nothing but rebel rousing. Like, that shit getting people riled up, and ain't nothing gonna happen. Nothing. Nobody going to get counseling.
Embrace the challenge. Embrace it. Because that's the only way that you're going to resolve this conflict, is to stand and look what's under it between the cups. That I be the bro. Kid, bro. What up, kid? Self-triage. So I will offer. I thoroughly believe.
Okay, so let me I think you would benefit more from a consultation and possibly some coaching more than a reading. But I think I know. I think I got an idea on what I want to see from the cards, or not what I want to see, what I want to ask, what I want to get from the cards. What's up, love? Yeah, you can always ask a question. Make sure you follow the instructions pinned in the chat. Whenever y'all come in, if y'all want a free reading, the first thing you got to do is get on the list. All right, Jessica. So, all right, you got the Two of Pentacles. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me check something real fast. right, give me 1 second, Jessica.
So that's a void that I personally know about, right? A lot of us been in foster care, a lot of us suffer from mental illness, a lot of us suffer from learning financial literacy.
I got a question. How old are you, Jessica?
And so whatever is near and dear to your heart that you personally got a connection to, right? Some people love animals, right? They just can't get enough animals, right? Work with animals. Some people love people, work with people, right? The spiritual people, well, that was going to be 4 things, right? Because I would say spiritual people never will be truly happy unless they serve as a others, right? So that's step 1, is realizing that you will never be
I don't know what that means. What's up, Marietta? How you doing?
or animals or plants, whatever, right? But a lot of us will never be happy until we doing something that we feel like is better in the lives of others. Find the void of the world and fill it, right? And number 3 is, what would you do for free and find a way to make money from it? What would you do for free and find a way to make money from it, right? So for me, right, be clear about this, a lot of energy, be clear about this. You know, I'm gonna say something real quick. When people ask me, they say, you know, I'm spiritual, I'm this and I'm that, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I just know I want to help people, right? And I got a feeling this is going to help somebody. So listen up, y'all.
Love. One thing I can say is please follow the instructions. All right, so for everybody who just came in, welcome. Peace, love, health, and wealth to all of y'all. We about to get some green hearts flooded in the chat for y'all. What I will say is please don't come in and just start asking questions, okay? Please follow the instructions. All right. Okay, thank you. You 43. All right. Please follow the instructions, all right? And if you got any questions after you follow the instructions, let me know once your turn is called, all right? All right. I don't even think I said it right. I don't know. I was so tired last night. It was ridiculous. Okay, so we got the 2 of Pentacles here, right? So for the 2 of Pentacles, the instructions is pinned at the top of the chat. All right. All right, so I will be timing people out if y'all cannot follow the instructions. All right, you have to come back in the morning. All right, so when we looking at the 2 of Pentacles, the first thing we look at is 2, which represents balance and duality, which is very evident here in this card. And then we look at the Pentacles, which represents the earth element, right? So when we're looking at the earth element, this represents anything that you find valuable on the 3rd dimension, anything that you can't take with you. Mine, your money, cars, clothes, hoes, anything that you find valuable on this 3rd dimension, time, right? Anything. Oftentimes the cards represent pentacles because the pentacles represents money. Oftentimes the pentacle represents money because money is the even exchange tool that we use to purchase things. Okay, so money is very important. I don't care what people say, because without money, how could you eat, sleep, or shit anywhere, right? You got it, man. You can't even go to McDonald's and pee for free, right? So when you're looking at the 2 of Swords, right, this is balance and duality with resources, right? That's Simple way to put it. All right, so some of the key terms associated with this Two of Swords, this Two of Pentacles, is balancing of resources, being resourceful, and just overall having harmony and balance. So you said, what's up, Jeeba? Okay, so you're 43 and you're looking to recover after what some might perceive as a traumatizing situation, right? Nature boy, what on? So the first thing I want you to do is change how you talk about the situation and circumstance. I don't care how terrible it was. We have to come from a place of optimism whenever we referring from the past. Because how you talk about your past directly correlates with how you're going to manifest your future. All right. Second thing, you need to have a priority set. Two things. Two things. Your mental and emotional healing and financial stability. All right. What this card is saying is that you need to keep emotions behind you. Right? No matter good emotions, bad emotions, whatever. You need to choose to remain balanced at all times. You need to choose to maintain focus on whatever the goal, the dream, the aspiration is at all times. Right? And what's going to happen is, slowly but surely, those things that you thought was big and hard and tough, no diddy, to deal with, are going to become the lollipop guild. Right? One day you're going to look back and say, I can't believe that I cried over these things. I can't believe I cried over this person. Right? I can't believe that I thought my life was over. Right? I really think this combination of cards that we got here speaks paramount. All right, y'all. So we got last call, man. I only seen one person follow the instructions. We got last call. All right. So I don't know how much of the collective reading you heard. But if I was you, I would go back and I would listen to that collective reading from the beginning. All right, I got you on the list. But I would go back and listen to the collective reading from the beginning for sure, because I think you're going to get a lot of answers from that too. But focusing in on this Two of Pentacles, I want to say that when we're talking about resources, the number one commodity of a human being is their attention. I repeat, the number one commodity is your attention. Why do you think commercials is so important, right? They show you a commercial of a commercial. Sometimes they advertise commercials, right? Am I lying? Sometimes they advertise an advertisement. But the number one resource you got, of course, is love, but we talking about outwardly in the world. It's going to be your attention. What are you focused on? So I'm going to give you two things to carry with you before I move on to the next person. And you can always follow up with me with a free consultation, okay? The first thing is I want you every hour on the hour, at least, right? Put it in your phone. You got to ask yourself, am I breathing correctly? Okay? And if you don't know, you need to tap into diaphragmatic breathing. Okay? The second thing I want you to do is ask yourself, what am I doing and why? Okay? Hopefully you're writing this stuff down. Whenever you get a moment, I don't care what you're doing. Before you get up, go to the bathroom. In between activities, whatever you're doing, every hour on the hour, you gotta ask yourself, what am I doing and why? Set an alarm every hour on the hour, at least every hour. What this is going to do is going to help you stay focused and centered to where you don't have to worry about an accountability partner. You don't have to worry about shoulda, coulda, woulda. You don't have to worry about what could go wrong. Because when you focus on your breath and you bring your awareness to your body, it's going to help that brain-heart coherence that I was talking about a little bit earlier. And you're going to be able to look at yourself, write this down, objectively versus subjectively, right? And when you do that, you're going to learn so much about yourself that you never knew. It's going to be crazy. Everything from negative self-talk to weird cravings. Right? When you put yourself under a microscope, you look at yourself subjectively versus objectively. And it's going to accelerate you on your self-healing, self-development journey. Now, some telling me that you need to be armed with an affirmation, right? Well, it's cool. It don't see. These are things that we got to stop. It don't matter why. Right now, I know you're just pointing out synchronicity, right? But it doesn't matter why, because we're able to move forward now. All right. Let's come back and ask why later. Okay. And just to answer your question, when emotions are tested, intellect goes out the window, so it's natural because you instantly go into survival mode. And that's why I want you to go back and listen to the beginning of the live, because it's going to answer a lot. I'm telling you, I already know. I hate to sound like I'm just this big prophet or something, but I already seen it. Um, um, but another thing I want you to do is constantly tell yourself, I am peaceful, loved, healthy, and wealthy. Now, the most important one is LOVED, loved. You might say, oh, KP, the #1 tarot reader of the land, the #1 Scorpio of all time. What do you mean? Why is that so important? Well, I'll tell you, Grasshopper. The reason why that's so important is because love is the #1 thing that worldwide we can all use more of. It's not vitamin D, right? It's not recycled bins. It's not more money. It's not prayer. It's love. Universally, plants, animals, bugs, humans, we can use more love. Universally. Not regionally. Not love in the Middle East. Worldwide. So, if you can create the space of I'm sorry. If you can create the environment that would allow love to grow in your life, you got a leg up on the competition. Because there's a lot of good people that suffer because they just don't believe. Can you believe there's a lot of people that don't believe in nothing? Except death. And that's sad. To me. In my opinion. Right? But I don't care what you're doing. As long as you don't have to think about the task, you need to have that affirmation running in your head 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day. You need to say that like 10 times an hour. Say it like 10 times an hour for 3 days. Even in your sleep. Even in your sleep. Alright. Like I said, follow up for a free consultation. But I just hit you with the arm and the hammer. Alright? I just hit you with the arm and the hammer. So it's up to you to swing. Because remember, you can't hit a home run if you don't swing the bat. Alright? Alright, so after Jessica, it was wait a minute. I thought I wrote the name down. The mic didn't work. I mean, the pen didn't work. Who was that person? It was a person with a long name. Not Jessica. Oh, the guy you want. I'm the guy you want. All right, guy, where you at, guy? You the one I want right now. You are the same person? If you guess, I'll let you have one. I know. I already figured it out, but I know. Although that do sound good. I ain't gonna lie to you, salt and vinegar chips do sound good. Especially if I can get some fresh, I like the kettle cooked, sea salt and malt vinegar chips. Ooh! I don't care. You're not a salt and vinegar fan if you only like Lay's salt and vinegar. They got the weirdest aftertaste of any chip I ever tasted in my life. I would say it's definitely in that family. Alright? It's definitely in that family. Nope. 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 I think those might be a little bit louder than what I'm eating. The pistachios be cracking loud. They be pop pop. Nope. Nope. And you know what's funny? What I'm eating right now is like the only thing that I eat out of that whole like nut and seed family. This the only thing I eat out of that whole family. Nope, no cashews. Nope. Nope. In the shell? Yeah, it's in the shell for sure. Yeah, close though. It's in that nut seed family. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't mind pumpkin seeds, but I'm not gonna buy them. Like, if I found some for a good deal, I'll get some and put them in my smoothie. But I just don't eat pumpkin seeds. You buy bulk powder. What kind of powder? What kind of powder? Mm-mm. I don't really eat nuts. I don't eat nuts. I just started drinking coconut water a couple of years ago. I don't even like coconuts. I wouldn't buy pumpkin seed powder. Right. Everything that grows out the earth is a superfood. I don't care what you say. It just depends on what you want and need. Everything affects your hormonal balance. Cause don't nothing happen in your body without hormones. What's up, Ari? Um, I never saw your answer to my question about the donation. I asked you what you wanted to do. Yeah. I'll go ahead and make you the last one. Talk to me, I talk back. Smoke with me, I smoke crack. Come on now. One 11 in 11 seconds. Mm-hmm. I think I had text you, but my phone started working for like an hour. But I think I had text you when I saw, when I saw your missed call. All right. Well, if you wanna talk in private, I can put you on the list first thing in the morning. Nope, not pistachios. I don't really like pistachios. Only thing I will eat for real, I eat some peanut butter if I'm like really hungry. But that's about it. Um, I will no almonds. What I'm saying is, you let me know. Basically, you hit me up. Let me know when you're free, and then I'll work around your schedule. No, y'all actually getting good with these guesses. He said Brazil nuts. You getting good with these guesses, boy. Almonds, Brazil nuts. I know. That's crazy. All right. So I'm going to say it in my head 10 times, telepathically. I'm going to see if somebody pick up on it. All right. Let's see if somebody get it now. All right, hit me up, big dog. Peace, love, health, and wealth. What about that 50 cent? Hey, you gonna send that 50 cent you owe me? Remember I let you borrow 50 cents for a cigarette? All right. So y'all give up? Y'all give up? All right. So all right. So with a whopping 8 grams of protein per serving, one serving equals 190 kernels, 220 milligrams of potassium, 1.48 micrograms of iron. We have sunflower seeds. Yeah! Woo! Y'all name everything else. Watermelon seeds. All types of stuff. onion seeds. I ain't even never ate an onion seed before. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I ain't see it. I ain't see it. You got to timestamp it. I'll go back and watch it. When the live over, go timestamp it and I'll watch it. I did not see sunflower seeds. Crystal. Where Crystal at? Crystal Davis, I'm about to go smoke some meth, alright? So, you gotta hit me up in the morning, big dog. I'm done for the night. Unless somebody's gonna donate, I'm done for the night, baby. Screenshot it, something. If you said it, my bad. I will apologize, right? But I didn't see it. What did I say when you said it? No, I just said that because her name was Crystal. I got I know people say a dissociative disorder. I got an association disorder. Well, I draw parallels to things that seemingly don't have no relevance or relation. I always find ways to draw parallels between them. How or why, I don't know. Like, I realized that I liked that when I used to be young and I used to watch Jeopardy and they had like before and after and stuff like that. I mean, not Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I didn't see it. What, you said it all the way at the beginning? When we first started playing? Yeah, I ain't see it. Tomorrow I'm doing a sour pickle challenge. All right, y'all. So, yeah, it's a sour pickle challenge. I'm gonna go get it and show you. Yeah, I didn't see it. Yeah, that boy nice and cold. Yeah, that boy nice and cold. Oh yeah. Y'all know Van Houten was the pickle back in the day before Big Mama came or the Hot Mama pickles came out and all that. See, here y'all go with that gay shit. I knew it was somebody. I knew somebody was gonna be coming. Drink the juice too. That's the best part. See, you thinking about this all wrong, my brother. See, you thinking about this all wrong. No. See, you gotta have it cold. I mean, you gotta have the juice, man. See, for real, you gotta make sure you don't drink the juice too fast, just in case if you don't eat all the pickle, so your pickle won't dry out. Then it ain't gonna have no crunch and nothing like that in it no more. When I first open it, I'm gonna sip the juice just a little bit, just to taste it. But you gotta make sure you don't eat the pickle too fast. And you gotta make sure you don't drink the juice too fast. No, it ain't. Don't curse me like that. I don't know why you gonna come on here and try to curse me. Don't curse me like that. What's up, y'all? Can y'all go follow me on Twitch real fast? I need 5 more people to follow me on Twitch. Come on, I'm trying to get in on that Twitch money. I don't know. You know, with all these Diddy memes and stuff out here, you got to be careful. You don't know. Who like room temperature pickles? That's crazy word. That's like eating warm tuna. Like who man, I'm cool. I'm cool on the room temperature pickles. Them bitches be too hot room temperature. Bro, a room temperature pickle is hot. Now, I have been to the deli where they got the giant pickles in the jar and stuff like that. Sometimes they let you pick out your own pickle. excuse me. It was even this one deli. Was it Slovakian? It was this European deli. So back at home in Cleveland, they got this area called Slavic Village. It's like a little neighborhood where all the white slaves is at. And they had these. They had this jar of pickles with a monkey brain in it. I had this jar, big giant jar of pickles with monkey brains at the bottom. Real talk. Real talk. No kissing. No cat. Everybody left. Unless the commercial came on. All right, now I think the commercial came on. How about I say, damn, everybody left at once? It must have been a commercial. Ginger juice with what? The pickle? All right, Nature Boy. Shout out to Nature Boy for brushing his teeth twice in 1 month. Y'all must not know. I used to buy sour pickles all the time. I remember pickles used to be $1. They used to be big, like this one. This one is actually not that bad. Like this one, not that small for real. But man, whenever they used to be out of the hot pickles, because everybody used to have the hot pickles in the summertime. Whenever they run out of the hot pickles, I'll get the sour ones. I don't like dill. I don't like sweet pickles. I don't like butter pickles. Y'all don't know. That used to be the vibe. Hot pickles, cold hot pickles in the summertime with a whole bag of them fruity candies. When I was a kid, hell no. I don't know though. I don't know. It might not be that sour though. It might not be that sour. I don't know. But I know it's going to be sour for sure I know it's going to be sour. How sour? I don't know. I don't know how sour it's gonna be, but I know it's gonna be at least a little bit sour. I really don't want to get off. I just don't feel like doing reading. I used to do, after my lives, I used to do an after party. I'm going to start back doing that on the late night. Oh, this pop gonna kick my butt. Woo! Woo! This pop actually not that bad. All right, y'all. I'm about to go do some mysterious KP stuff, which is meditate and then go to sleep on accident. But that's pretty much all that happens all the time anyways. I'll turn on the podcast, that'll be like 2 hours long. I'll listen to it for like a good 20 minutes. I start meditating, and then next thing you know, I'm asleep. And then I wake up, it's like 2 minutes left in the podcast. But I drink what juice? You talking about the pickle juice? I said I was gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna make a whole thing out of it tomorrow. I'm gonna turn that $2 pickle into content. Hopefully one day I'll make me $1 million. What's up, puppy? What you want? You heard us talking about food? Well, you can't have no food, puppy. I am about to go give me a piece of candy, though. Just one piece. Look, they got the third consultation. You said night-night? Okay, I lied. I got 2 pieces of candy. But I'm done for tonight. I'll do some extra push-ups tomorrow. All right, peace, love, health, and wealth. Anything else, put it back on the shelf. Why? Because we ain't buying it. Peace.